Hello everyone. Meghan's demands and rules of engagement on fake tour. Oh dear, you heard right. Before joining this trip, Meghan also made a request. It sounds creepy. Who needs her that much? Meghan is really valuable. It is true that there is supply and demand, so there are places that need Meghan's presence that we have not known before. I wonder if there will be any murder or incident staged in this fake royal tour. Before going into the main topic of discussion, let me tell you a funny story. To tell you the truth, you can't help but smile when you think about these ridiculous assertions. That being said, let's just take this into consideration as a whole. At best, she was a former actress on cable television, and she was sixth on the cast list of a drama soap opera, which was something that not many people in the United Kingdom were familiar with. But Harry asserted, without a doubt, she was a famous actress in Hollywood. He said, "Take a look at what I've got." Indeed, Harry, take a look at what you've got. This is something that many people may advise. The rider that actually comes along with it is something that you can't help but giggle at, now that they are embarking on their most recent phony royal tour. In addition, it is not hard to think that this is one of the reasons why the staff is so eager to go. This is one of the names that has been assigned to Meghan behind the scenes, and they liken her to the figure, Mommy Dearest, according to a reliable source who shared this information with me. That's correct, Mommy Dearest, the alias that Joan Crawford used in the film, Remember It, which was released in 1981. Faye Dunaway, who is a superb actress, performed the role of Joan Crawford. You should know that it seems as though they feel the need to refer to her as Duchess and Mom all the time, even while they are with her inside the house. This is not a joke. What exactly is going on in Colombia at the moment, in the event that you are Meghan Markle, and you are about to go on a fictitious royal tour? These are the prerequisites that she reportedly requires. Okay, allow me to elaborate. You see, when Madame arrives in town, the funny thing is that remember, I've told you so many times before that titles meant nothing. This is something that you already know. They have been advised, along with everyone else who will be caring after them on their visit, that they must always be fully addressed as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is a fascinating aspect of the situation. After then, each communication that Meghan has with you must be armed, regardless of whether or not she really engages in it. Now, let's talk about the other part. Please be courteous with regard to it. Where do we stand? Once more, this is intriguing, since a simple bob, which is a sign of civility, would be acceptable, does not have to be operating at full capacity. It goes without saying that she does not require any reminders that she is a star of the highest magnitude. And it would appear that if you are really anxious about seeing her, and this is all predetermined, if you are going to meet her, and you are feeling a little bit, shall we say, nauseous about the prospect, then you should not give in to your anxiety. To put you at ease, she will, as you well know. In addition to that, she is a kind and friendly individual. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the movie, you need to keep in mind that she is a former actress who worked in soap operas. Consider the last 6 years in your head. Would anybody truly care about meeting someone of this level, especially to the degree that the royal family has now allowed these two? Would anyone give a fig about meeting someone of this level? However, they are nothing more than charlatans. There is no way to get around this fact. The presents, exactly what happens to presents? To be sure, presents would be appreciated, but they are not required. What I mean by it is, of course, that you should make sure that it is a wonderful gift. Otherwise, they won't be bothered about it. In addition, the presents will, of course, be dispersed in the appropriate manner. Indeed, make contributions to the charitable organization, always welcome, since all of the charitable initiatives that Harry and Meghan are supporting are, as always, apparently, more than welcome, but not necessarily. Nevertheless, if you do intend to do that, they will provide you all the information you need to apply for the position. One must state that for someone who is looking to get away from this world, you are literally copying and pasting precisely what occurs on a royal trip. Although there are a lot of other things that make you grin, in many different ways, there are a lot of other things that just make you smile. The main distinction is that they do not require to be given presents. The courtesies are not something that they demand, and they do not go on and on about informalities. It goes without saying that the only thing they ask you to do is to show respect, which is exactly what you would all do in that specific circumstance. Otherwise, speaking of politeness, who do you think is more polite between Meghan and Harry? Comment number 1, if you choose Meghan, number 2, for Harry, and number 3, for both, a rude. The removal of this document, which had been widely disseminated, and had, if we may say so, been deleted, before the removal of another document. The picture is clear to you. By doing so, he is essentially demonstrating how desperately Harry and Meghan want to maintain their illusion of being ex-royals, establishing their own court, and demonstrating that they are far more popular than the British royalty in this country. When you finally have the chance to meet Meghan, don't forget to bring Bob, the Duchess, and Mom, of course. Do you understand it? Yes, you should practice. You never know where she could be at the grocery store. She could appear anywhere alongside you at any time. It's possible that it will take place. Who else thinks that Harry should pay for his own security because he left the royal family to be financially independent? Besides, even Queen Camilla doesn't have people refer to her as a ma'am. Only the monarchs can require that, not a royal D-list actress. You have to remember that Meghan believes she should be queen, and lusts after that position, as evidenced by her comment that she and Harry were just one plane crash away from the throne. Meanwhile, Meghan is not a royal. She needs to stop pretending she's still a working royal. People are not buying it, but there is also a contradiction that I cannot understand. Why was she invited to Colombia by the vice president and being treated like a royal? However, apparently, the vice president is in hot water over it. No one in Colombia knows who she is. Meghan is involved in several shady organizations, including those that would censor our speech. She'll have a hard time doing it though. The First Amendment gives us free speech, and there are many people who would exercise their Second Amendment rights to protect it. Goodness, imagine working for old Meghan on a fake royal tour. Mommy Dearest was a saint compared to old Meghan. Meghan's one real talent seems to be the ability to make expensive clothes look cheap. Archewell is their personal piggy bank, and Colombia, their lavish lifestyle. Let them use Colombian money. They are one of the biggest current economies of later. It seems they have emptied the Archewell bank account, so they are charging Colombia for the privilege of them visiting. Also, like I said at the beginning of the video, I believe they will set up something very unpredictable. In my opinion, one reason they may have gone there is to stage an attack or kidnapping on themselves, in the same vein as that utterly phony, 2-hour, high-speed, near-catastrophic New York car chase, trying to pretend they were in more danger than Diana. Harry tried to use the phony car chase as evidence that he needed 24/7 armed police protection in his court case. He's after that IPP status he and Meghan justifiably lost when they quit the job, that it was a possible perk of, but hey, the treacherous toe rag believes he's entitled to it because it's his birthright. No more arguing. He's obviously not royalty. Royals respect the country they visit and dress appropriately. I don't understand how anyone could fall for this circus. Not only that, Meghan had delusions about her ranking as an A-list actress. She's no more than a D-list cable actress. Ridiculous. It sounds like she's trying to be the queen. Don't worry, she's personable and will put you at your ease. This is ludicrous. They wanted to get away from all this. They are rather pitiful. Train wreck. You can't look away from. Prayer for the royal family. Dealing with Meghan and Harry is a real nightmare. Recalling a little old story, the royal family treated Meghan so well that 5 years after leaving, she's pretending she's still a royal. If she was treated badly, she would be where she is today. It was the royal family who made her. For once, 43% looked half decent when she arrived in Colombia. The outfit total minus jewelry is 6,471. The bag on its own is $4,700. I wonder who is footing that bill. Totally ridiculous. As annoying as this is, in reality, who gives a darn about that pair? If they want to go to a country that most people avoid, like the plague, and make fools of themselves, let them. Our wonderful royal family will go on with grace and dignity, regardless of the two fools now in drug lord world. Someone who lives in Colombia said on YouTube that only one newspaper reported a very small piece about their visit, which wasn't even on the front or first few pages. Obviously they are not considered important enough for Colombian media. There's more. She is so fluent in Spanish that she sat there smiling and nodding her head in Colombia during a solo Spanish song. Everyone around her was straight, so I think it must have been a sad song. In short, they'll always be Harry and Meghan to me. I don't acknowledge either of them as royalty, and more fool those that do. After all the callous disrespect they have repeatedly shown to the real royals, the British monarchy, the UK, and the Commonwealth, I have no respect for either of them either. I will never support either of them, or those that do support them. They are both persona non grata to me. Neil, please don't describe their latest attention-seeking grift as a tour. It's not, and saying it is just playing their game. They're in Colombia to try and drum up support, to censor freedom of speech on the internet, masquerading as cyberbullying, allegedly. What about you? Let us know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with Harry and Meghan's fake royal trip to Colombia? Share in the comments below. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Goodbye, and see you again.